Rise with the Nairas.
Think about Quachas.
It is the perfect theme song for our next guest. Hey, by the way, welcome back. This is Trending SA on SABC3. Do we have some tweets for the people? Nope. So we'll move straight into what Rands and Nairas is all about. It's time for Worth a Follow.
Hello. That's right, puppy. Our Worth a Follow guest tonight is a passionate young woman who loves to share her knowledge on all things finance, hence the Rands and the Nairas. Now she's known as the financial fitness buddy. Bunny, not buddy. I've still got sinus. She's also the host of the SABC1 youth-driven talk show, Daily Teta. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to put your hands together and whistle and flate and make some noise for Nicolette Mashile.
I wish we had the bunny. Hello. Thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm so glad that I accidentally walked in on you in the dressing room. Welcome.
Thank you.
Look, we get to see you daily on the Daily Teta, but you came from a different industry before.
Yes.
You were in advertising, right?
Yes.
So what made the shift, or was it a natural progression?
My client was Sandro. He told.
You also know that shit.
Okay, fair enough.
No, man, I got a bit tired. I got a bit tired of doing advertising. I needed something different, you know? And I've always been very passionate about speaking and just talking and just hearing my own voice. Yes, it sounds a bit obnoxious, but it's not. So yeah, I think that's really how I ended up just leaving it.
You left that, then you became a financial fitness bunny. What does that entail? Does that entail when you go Easter, when you're like going around people's houses? What is the importance of being financially literate, Lala?
Yo, it is absolutely important, Kuli, because, you know, in this country, we have so many people that make so many financial mistakes without even realizing it. Why? Because we've just got a disadvantage of knowing. So we don't know. Hence why we go on our days, and every single minute of your life, you're actually making a financial decision, and a lot of people don't realize that. So I decided, you know what, let's put some lipstick on a pig on finances, because finances are a bore, guys.
Lipstick on a pig.
They are a real bore. Let's give it a little bit of glam. Let's give it a little bit of life. So I was like, let's give it something also very light. And a bunny is light. You don't kill bunnies, right? You would never kill a bunny.
No.
Only for their tails.
My dogs do.
What do you do with their tails?
I don't
On
know.
your keyring.
Okay, Nina.
Okay.
Don't kill this financial. So I think that's really what it was for me. It was, let's take away the stigma from speaking about money. Let's have open conversations. Let's keep it light. Let's just talk. And I think it kind of worked out, because people are now jumping on conversation and saying, actually, so I think that's really where it comes from, and people have been really receptive.
That's brilliant.
I think that's really what makes it worth it.
That really is a good thing, because a lot of people don't have uncomfortable conversations about money face to face. So why did you choose to take it online?
The reason why I took it online was because the first thing that I do when I wake up is I reach for my phone. It's the first thing I do, and I hope that's the first thing that you guys do.
Yeah.
With that good morning text. You don't get that good morning text? What do you do? So I think that's really why I took it online. Online is very accessible. Yes, there's a digital divide in the country, but there are some people that are online. So that was the reason why I took it online. I decided, you know what? If I naturally, organically, I'm going onto social media, and it's not just online, it's specifically social media, because that's where we sit, that's where we live, that's what we do.
Well, I found you first on Facebook.
Yes.
And you have a channel on Instagram as well, talking about financial fitness. Let's have a look at you in action.
Oh no.
So yesterday I was talking to a friend about buying a new place. So she was asking me what I think about this place. And I said to her, you know, friend, what's really important is that when you go to these show houses, you need to be very, very careful of how the house is dressed, right? Real estate agents will hire interior designers to come and make the place look absolutely breathtaking. Where the places are actually small, they've got ways and tricks in which they actually fill out the room with the way they place the furniture, and also create this flowy feel within the room that when you are looking at it aesthetically, it looks absolutely
I mean, that's amazing. Just from that, we've gathered something.
Yay!
What are some of the misconceptions? Because property is sometimes peddled as the grand messiah of things to invest your money in. So what are some of the misconceptions that you've found in your experience that people have about buying property?
The biggest misconception is people think they have to buy property and they have to buy brick and mortar and be able to touch it and feel it and show it to people. Now, I know people, you know, we want to be able to say, that's my house when you drive past it.
Yes.
But there are other ways in which you can invest in property. So there's property shares, there's international property shares, there's REITs, there are...
Art. Art is a serious
Investing, you know.
Yes. That one.
I'll put you onto some people.
Yes, put me on, girl. Go, me and you. So, and I think the other biggest misconception about property is that people think it's so expensive to invest in property. But if you start looking at the other avenues in which you can invest in property, you'll start to realize that you can even start today.
Okay.
But the thing is that you need to then realize, Jorge, if you're going to go into investing in property, it's one thing that you must be clear on, know what it is that you're buying, because our parents never really bought houses, right? So my first time I bought a house, I walked in there, looked at this house, it looked absolutely amazing. Guys, it had a walk-in fridge. I was sold on that house. And I was like thinking of all the parties I'm going to throw with my friends, signed the offer to purchase, went to the bank and said, listen, this is what I want to buy. Bank, relax, or papa, you can't afford that house.
Wow.
Went back to the real estate agent to say, listen, I want to kind of pull out of this. I got buyer's remorse. And she was like, no, darling. And you know how sweet they are. No, my dear, that's not how it works. This is a legally binding document.
Oh, my God.
125,000 Rand later. That's how I got out of it.
To get yourself out of that contract.
That's literally how I got out of it.
There's a guy on your Facebook page. Do you teach your followers this kind of information?
Yes. So when I started, it was really about let's open a platform to have conversations about money. Let's talk about money. So it was never really about teaching, because what I was doing is I was telling my experiences, my stories, how and what I've done with money, and then it just organically became a platform to teach.
Okay.
And what I love about the space that I've created is that everyone can teach. So what can I buy? Hey, regular furniture, regular sofa, guys, regular 15% interest rate, and
Yeah.
I'm now having to pay triple that amount because I took it on Scholar instead of just. Don't you find it weird that us as people we look down on people who lay by things?
And yet they are much more financially sound.
They're smarter than all of us who go and buy it on credit card.
Hang on, explain to me. So lay-by is when you pay bit by bit to the store.
Yes.
Isn't there an interest rate on that as well?
No.
There is not.
There is not. They don't put an
and then
interest rate
credit,
on that.
obviously, then back to the bank or your financial institution, and there's a high credit.
Yes. So there's a. I always say,
Interest rate.
honestly, a cost to borrowing. So what is that cost to borrowing?
I want to ask you, we've run out of time, but if there's one thing we can implement in our lives today, across the board, that would get us financially fitter, what would that thing be?
An emergency fund.
Right? Which
Please get an emergency fund, because what happens if today you lose your potential to earn?
Yeah.
Will you be able to survive the next 6 months?
Good question. So put away 6 months worth of salary.
Please, 6 months.
So build up
Try.
to it. It's not like in
Try,
one go.
Musa,
you can
try.
do it. I love because fashion is cyclical.
Yeah. Very Jane Austen.
Yeah.
And you and I'm almost Cindy Crawford.
Guys, Cindy, listen, so I've come back with this hair, and I was actually saying to everybody, sorry, let me just fix my shirt so that you can't see what's inside. I was looking very Cindy Crawford, but you know what's missing? Honey.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Nina's doing it, guys.
There we go,
Oh
baby.
my gosh.
I'm Cindy Crawford!
You are!
Hold on, let me just...
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Work,
yes.
work, honey,
Oh, you
work,
look like her,
work.
Wenalala, you look like her.
Hunger,
Oh my God,
hunger.
Naomi, I'm so hungry.
Okay, that one I think can stick.
Claudia,
And so
give
can
me
you.
a sandwich.
Come when I Richard Gears.
Hold on, what's the other supermodel's names?
Evangelista.
Linda.
Linda,
Honey,
Linda,
listen,
listen.
Linda.
All right, Musa, what about you?
Well, look, back in my day, not so long ago,
Last year.
Nellyville had us all confused. He had us wearing Band-Aids on our faces, remember? Like,
what
just
one?
put it.
Is that why you became a doctor? Because you saw a bandage on Nelly's face?
That was it right
He was
there. And then
inspired.
You heard that whole bandage. But also, Asha had us popping collars at school. And we thought we were so cool. Oh, the good old days. Look at this. I thought I was rocking it at this point.
Musa,
Can we just go back to Musa's first pick?
in the green. Where were you? What were you?
No,
what was
this
happening?
looks like this photograph was taken last week, but you work in Braamfontein at a hair salon, but you also sell drugs.
Wow.
Like
That's a lot. I can't reveal where I was here.
Okay.
It's just...
That's very cool, babe.
Yes.
It's safe to say, guys, that some trends need to stay in the past. Only a few are welcome back, right? Honestly, feel like this time calls for a selfie. Let's take a selfie. You don't have to take a selfie with those lips. Just take a selfie of your eyes. Guys, let's take selfies.
Oh, we
Friends
take selfies.
like these.
No,
They didn't
Not
have
these
selfies back in
enemies.
the
All right,
day.
listen, coming up
look like
next, the
Cindy
legendary actress Florence Mashile will be here. I'm so excited to speak to her. We'll be right back, babies.
No matter what I do, all I think about